Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honors, and glories unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem HaKodash, the blindness of my apostles and elders of every millstone. They do indeed well. Peace, blessings, and salutations be unto the members of the elect, the elect of the one-third. Shalom. This is Brother Dawada from GMS Detroit Camp coming at you with another video through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem HaKodash. Today, the title of this video will be, Is This Love? Alright. The Romans conquest. No, is this love? Judea Capta. Alright, which is speaking about the Romans conquest, alright, over the southern kingdom. Now, everyone knows that the so-called white man, alright, or rather that the Romans were so-called white men, alright, which are actually Edomites when you go deeper. But everyone can agree that the Romans existed, alright, and during the days of the Roman Empire consisted of so-called white people. Okay, everyone can agree with that, right? Now, look at what the so-called white men did, all right, to the Jews. What color are the Jews? The word Jew, right, is a term that the Babylonians called us, right? And Jew is a collective of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, all right? Judah, Benjamin, and Levi are collectively called Jews. It's the Babylonians that first called us that. Now, what color are the Jews? Which the word Jew comes from the word Judah, which means Yahweh thanks or Yahweh praise. Now, Jeremiah 14:2. It says, Judah mourneth. Once again, Judah, that's where you get the word Jew from. Jew comes from the word Judah. Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They, subject matter being whom? Judah. They are what? They are black onto the ground. You see, so they have so-called dark skin. And the cry of Jerusalem is going up. So that's the color of the so-called Jews. They're black. All right? Let's go real quick to Song of Solomon, the first chapter. Let's see. Song of Solomon, all right, the first chapter and the 5th verse. This is Solomon speaking. What's the proof of that? Song of Solomon 1:1. The Song of Songs, which is Solomon's. So this is King Solomon speaking. Verse 5. I, that's Solomon, am black. Now what tribe was Solomon from? Solomon was a Judite. Judah is the head tribe of the nation of Israel. So he had what? Dark skin. I am black but comely. O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of Kedar, all right, as the curtains of Solomon. So he said that he's black. Okay? And as the tents of Kedar, meaning what? That family. All right? That family. All right? And Kedar, or Quadar, was one of the sons of Ishmael. All right? And he had very dark skin. The word Kedar, all right, means what? Dark. Okay? Means dark. Kedar, meaning dark. All right? And he was one of the sons of Ishmael. All right? So this is speaking about King Solomon having dark skin. All right? He was a so-called black man, as it were. And so now that we got that out the way, let's go back to the article. So now you know who the Jews are. And you know what color they are. All right? Remember, back then in the land of Israel, you had primarily Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Why? Because the northern kingdom was already carried off into captivity underneath the Assyrian Empire. All right, that had already happened, okay, in this time. So this is during the days of the Roman Empire. So you had predominantly Judah, Benjamin, and Levi there. But you also had a sprinkling, all right, of the rest of the tribes there, okay? But predominantly there was mainly Judah, Benjamin, and Levi that were there, okay? So the Romans came in and they sacked Jerusalem, right? All right, which Yahweh spoke about that in Matthew, the 24th chapter, Mark, the 13th chapter, and Luke, the 21st chapter. Okay, they sacked Jerusalem. Okay? And they minted a coin to commemorate them sacking Jerusalem. So real quick, let's jump to Luke 21, and let's read a little bit about that time. So it's showing you that the so-called white man, he don't love us. Never has, never will. This is what he did to us. Luke 21 and verse, let's see, in verse 20. And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, what armies? The armies of the Roman Empire, all right, spearheaded by that devil Vespasian Caesar and Titus Caesar, okay? It says, and when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof, the desolation of what? The city and the people, is nigh. Because that's what they did. They laid it desolate. Pursuant to the book of Daniel, I believe the 9th chapter. Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out, and let not them that are in the countries enter thereunto. For these be the days of vengeance. Who is taking vengeance? Esau. That all things which are written may be fulfilled, which are the prophecies. But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days, for there shall be great distress in the land, and wrath upon this people. What people? The Israelites. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles, until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. So indeed, these were the days of vengeance. Esau was taking vengeance. Alright? And he minted a coin. Judah Capta. Coins. It says, also spelled Judea Capta, were a series of commemorative, so they were celebrating this, coins originally issued by the Roman Emperor Vespasian to celebrate the capture of Judea and the destruction of the second, it says Jewish, but it's really the Jews, alright, the Israelites, the second temple by his son Titus in 70 CE during the first Jewish revolt. I'll just read it verbatim. There are several variants of the coinage. The reverse of the coins may show a female seated right in an attitude of mourning at the base of a palm tree, with either a captive bearded male standing left with his hands bound behind his back, or the standing figure of the victorious emperor, or the goddess, which is obviously a false god, Victoria, with a trophy of weapons, shields, and helmets to the left. See? See this devil? This is his coin. Okay, you see the Israelite woman mourning, and you see the Edomite standing over her. All right, almost looked like he's urinating on her. And it's mentioned Judah Capta. Judah Capta. Okay? And this is what they did to commemorate them taking us over. Look at it. You can't make this up. See, the Israelite man bound up. Okay, meanwhile, Esau's towering over us. Okay? Okay? Roman denaries, this is a money system, depicting Titus. The reverse, so this is Titus on the left, that demon. Titus Caesar. The reverse commemorates his triumph in the Judean wars, representing a captive, meaning an Israelite, kneeling in front of a trophy of arms. See the trophy of arms? And you see us kneeling and bound. You see? If you look closely, it looks like the guy has a woolly, like a woolly beard and a woolly fro. You know, I wish the picture was in better quality, though. See, it says a captive bearded male standing left with his hands bound. Why is he bearded? Because that goes back to our law. You see him captive. These are the coins that they minted to commemorate them taking us over. Judah Capta. Okay? All types of different coins. Okay? Minted. Made to depict our captivity. Alright? The Roman Empire sacking our temple, taking us down. Alright? And them being over us. Now check this out. The Arch of Titus. The Arch of Titus is a Roman triumphal arch which was erected by Domitian. Domitian erected it or built it up in honor of his brother Titus taking us down. It commemorates the victories of his father Vespasian and brother Titus in the Jewish war in Judea, 70 through 71 CE, which it really started from 66 and lasted till about 73 AD. AD meaning Anno Domini, meaning in the year of our Lord. And this is the arch that he built, which is still here to this very day in Rome. Arch of Titus. Look at it. So let's read some more into this. All right. It commemorates the victories of his father Vespasian, who was his Domitian Caesar. All right, brother of Titus Caesar, son of Vespasian Caesar. Which those three put all kinds of hell on the nation of Israel. All right, primarily Vespasian and Titus. Domitian was the a-hole, if you will, that wanted to commemorate our downfall by of erecting the Arch of Titus. So he was an a-hole too. So it shows you that Esau, he don't love us. He commemorated an arch which is still standing to this day, commemorating him taking us down and him plundering the temple. When I say him, I mean the Roman Empire. All right, spearheaded by Vespasian and Titus Caesar. It commemorates the victories of his father Vespasian and brother Titus in the Jewish war in Judea, 70 through 71 CE. CE stands for Common Era, when the great city of Jerusalem was sacked and the vast riches of its temple plundered. And there's a cut to anyone that says the Bible is a fairy tale, because this arch is still standing to this day. All right, if you tell a historian that Vespasian, Domitian, and Titus Caesar never existed, they'll laugh in your very face. Those three did indeed exist, and there's proof, all right, that the Israelites existed. Case in point, this arch here, all right. It says the arch is also a political and religious statement expressing the divinity of the late Emperor Titus. Yeah, because when you go into the history, I believe that devil Domitian, he made declared his brother Titus to be a god. Just pure madness, all right. And all this is recorded in the history. You see, I'm not reading out the scriptures, all right? This is an article going into the history. This actually happened, all right? And it's even in your secular history, all right? Showing that the Bible is not a fairy tale. Even the account of Claudius expelling the Jews out of Rome, Acts 18:2, that's recorded in the secular history, all right? Because when you look it up, it will tell you that Claudius kicked out all the Christians. Who are those Christians? The followers of the Anointed. Who is the Anointed? Yahushua, all right? Those are Israelites. All right, and when you go deeper, all right, he expelled the Jews out of Rome because Jake was raised in hell by way of teaching this word. They were teaching this word, all right, preaching, prophesying, as it were. All right, therefore Claudius kicked them up out of Rome. All right, Acts 18:2 tells us that. You can go into the secular history to back it up. The arch was constructed. Well, I'm sorry, we don't need to read all that. What it's made out of, you know. It says the original inscription on the east side of the arch is still in situ, although original letters would have been inlaid with gilded bronze. It reads, "The Senate and people of Rome to Divus Titus, son of Divus Vespasian, Vespasian Augustus." Use of Divo for Titus indicates that the arch was erected after the death of the emperor in 81 CE. The inscription on the west side describes the refurbishment of the monument by Pope Pius VII in 1821 CE, which that had to have been an Edomite, this Pope Pius VII. All right. So here it is. He did what? He refurbished the monument. All right. He didn't tear it down like, man, look what he did to the Israelites. No. He refurbished it. Temple of Solomon treasure, Arch of Titus. See, you zoom in, you see them carrying out the riches out the temple. See the menorah that they're carrying out. This is what they did, and it's still there to this day. All right, that the arch is still here till this day. Okay. So now, let's see. So that's the Arch of Titus. All right. Once again, you see them carrying the riches out the temple, and we already looked at those coins. Judah Capta, showing that this devil does not love us. Wow, that was a slip of the tongue. Should say there's one that slippeth with the tongue, but not with this heart. So it shows you that this devil does not love us. Okay. Now I'm gonna close out. Just grab couple verses out this chapter, Ezekiel 35:5, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred. Perpetual meaning an everlasting hatred. And it also goes into hatred of old when you look it up in the blue letter, because this goes back all the way to the serpent in the garden, Cain and Abel, all right, Esau, Jacob, and now it's the Israelites versus the Edomites, all right, particularly the Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, and the Israelites that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, all right, and the Edomites, which call themselves today as the so-called white man, that shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity and the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Power, I will prepare thee unto blood. Because when Esau took us down during 70 AD, all right, what did he do? It says, "In blood shall pursue thee, since thou hast not hated blood." Yeah, he didn't hate blood. He enjoyed shedding the blood of the nation of Israel. Even blood shall pursue thee, right? So guess what? The Heavenly Father said he's going to prepare you unto blood, and blood shall pursue you. All right? So meaning what? Guess what? Yahweh Shai, when he comes back, all right, he's going to be first to shed the blood of evil E. Then he's going to be booted into captivity, and within that captivity, he's going to catch all kinds of hell, and his blood will be shed in the kingdom of heaven. All right? Revelation 13, verse 9 and 10. So paybacks are, you know what? All praise, honors, and glories be to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahshua, Bashim, Rakwadash, double honors to my apostles and elders of every millstone. Peace and blessings to the elect. Shalom.